Happy Friday, everybody, and welcome to the Daily Lighting Critique. Lots of good images today. We've got basically Diana's computer was working overtime apparently last night because she has like 4 animated shots that we're going through. And yeah, so let's get right into it. And then we've got these, and we've got some still images in Photoshop that I'll open after this. So let's start with this one. So I was looking at this. This is really clean. Like, this looks really good. There are some minor noise issues in a couple of places, like kind of like over here in the corner, but like that's really minor. I think overall it's looking good. The only 2 notes that I have are that I think it can go brighter outside the window. And I think that this area here can because like theoretically I think there would be like more bounce light or like light wrap around these edges where it wouldn't quite get that dark on this. Also, I'm not sure I like this light coming down here. I think it'd be better if it just like fell into darkness a little bit over there in that corner, and that would allow us to just kind of focus in. I was looking at this area because it's a little bit desaturated compared to him, but I think it's okay. I think it's good. I think I like that.
Yeah, those are the last 2 were like from notes from the community.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think they're like pretty minor, but when the orange light on the right side wasn't there,
yeah,
it was kind of like random that there were hints of orange on him.
I see.
Yeah. That's the reason I put it there. But do you think maybe like
I almost wonder if it would be better, like, cause like it's almost like there's a desk lamp over here or something.
Yeah.
Because I think. I just don't want, like, basically I love what's happening with the window light. This could even go a touch brighter closer to the window, but like I love the fall off across here, and I just want to feel the satisfying nature of it continue to fall, like, to get darker back there. But that's just me. There's a couple of, also the paper's kind of popping a little bit.
Yeah, that's like a render weird thing.
Yeah.
That'll be fixed.
Okay. But other than that, like, I think the character lighting looks really great. Yeah, his teeth may be a little bright, but but I think it's good because it kind of plays into his performance a little bit. But yeah, I think other than that, it's looking great. Is this the first time you've seen it rendered out entirely?
Yeah.
How are you feeling with it?
I'm happy.
Okay. Doesn't sound like it, but I'll believe you. That's like artist happy right there, where you're just like, ugh, I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like if there's anything I'm unhappy with, it's like kind of the whole thing. So it's just the whole direction.
You can do another iteration where it's like, where you can do it more desk lamp motivated. The one thing I was thinking, and I guess it's totally fine. It's just, I was like, it's like the hard edge of that line comes straight across, but that's like a way a desk would be, right? Or maybe it's just like adding a little roughness to the top of this a little bit. But other than that, like I said, I think it looks good. I think you're doing great.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try the desk lamp instead of like in the back.
Yeah.
But other than that,
you're good. All right, cool. Let's take a look at. So we've got these 2 shots. I don't think I can play them together. Can I play them together?
Yeah, I mean, I debated putting both of them, but just in case there's anything.
No. The only thing is, and this is just the character's model is that collarbone thing. It's like it's just very prominent at times. Like you can see like a definitive V in there. But I don't know if there's anything we can do with that.
I wonder what I can do about it. It's just too like.
It's too like it's like the way that it's just too like it's like wrinkled or something. It's I used to have like a CG suit person who would look at stuff like this in rounds and just be like, just take the contrast down in that area. Which basically means just like which was gobbledygook. It just basically means like take the attention down there. I think it's in the specular AOV if you have those broken out separately. I would just. It's almost a matter of taking it and like almost blurring it a little bit, which sounds silly. It just in that pass, in that like you'd have to kind of draw a roto around it and kind of track with it, and then just blur that down a little bit. But it's much more about the positioning and the posing of the character than it is probably the lighting and the shading. But I mean, honestly, other than that, and then looking at this for the desk and like understanding where these splotches are. Helps that spot make sense. I just want to shift it over just a little bit. Can you like just with the UV tiles just like reposition it just because it's right in the middle. There's just something like I wanted to kind of counterbalance this thing over here. So just if it was like right there, that'd be great. Does anybody else have anything on these two? Yeah, no, they look great. Yeah. Is this the whole set? Like, does stuff happen over here? Do we see this?
Oh no, this is an actual picture.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's weird. There's something that the chairs.
Yeah, that's what
I was like, did they model this whole thing? Like, yeah, because the wall's different. There's no mirror. That makes sense. Yeah. No, I think it's good. It's just the matter of being right in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay, for this one.
Yeah.
Two things. I think the siren could be brighter. I think the red light can be brighter. The movement is interesting. Like if you just watch her, it might just be the timing of it, but like she like turns her head. It's just. I guess it just goes off of her at the same time as she turns her head. Also, like if you watch the podium, it just like it gets brighter when it goes off of the background. And it feels like that would all happen with one light circulating. Is that just like one light circling around?
Well, there's two, so maybe I'll turn one off.
I think turn one off because I think the read of it of being just like this one circling like woo 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 would read better from the audience's perspective. And if you want to put a second one, maybe put a second one like back here. To kind of shine up on these walls, or like maybe a couple more back there, like those can go off a little bit. But for the character, for all the main elements, they should feel like there's just one light swooping around in there.
Or maybe also if there's two, synchronize them so that they're like on their maximum lighting. Whatever,
yeah.
At the same time.
Yeah, it's just that when there's two, and I was experiencing this a lot with police lights. Like when you get too many of them, it just reads, like the audience will never pick up that there's multiple. They just read them as one thing misbehaving. Yeah. And then like eventually it'd be cool to see it in her eyes as well. You can just grab a siren or a spinning. I guess it's not. I always got yelled at for this. The siren is the noise, not the signal. The sign. Yeah, these are fun. Yeah, great job with these, man. And give your computer a break. That's a hell of a lot of rendering. Other than that, are you good with these? Are you feeling pretty good?
Yeah. God, this scene has so many problems. I got the glass dome working.
Yeah.
And then I opened the file again and it's not working anymore.
Like it's not. I guess it's not there right now. Is that like by not working means it's like not there? Okay.
But in an earlier frame.
I just thought like in the animation somewhere like she like broke the glass or something. I was like, oh, it's gone now.
She does.
Okay.
Or she throws it away.
Yeah.
But
what's the point of the glass if she can just throw it away? That's just bad security.
I know. That's like a fundamental plot flaw.
All right, cool. Yeah, these are great. All right, let's hop over into some of these. So we've got go Andre. Oh, Brenda, you're here, right? Yeah. Hello. This is cool. Somebody said it in the channel. They were like, why did she post 3 references? So you're kind of nailing. So anytime that you've done 4 movies of something, a character is really hard to light because it's like the Minions or like Woody, because the audience is so familiar with them, and they like whether they know it or not, like the plasticness of his skin, the yellow of his shirt, all that stuff, and you're kind of nailing it. You're doing a really, really good job. The one question, because like you're doing a really good job of like getting this blue specular highlight, which is tighter than it is on skin. Maybe it could be a little bit brighter, but the one thing with this scene overall is that we've got this very big, colorful Ferris wheel in the background, and we're not seeing a lot of that influence on him, right? Normal, like whether that would actually happen or not in reality. In a CG scene, you would throw some like colorful lights on him on the side here. So, but that being said, you might just be able to just swap out the background to something more like traditional night. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm not sure if I like that one.
yeah, because it's. I mean, like it feels like. I mean, you could do it as another iteration, but yeah, I think like if you just had. I'm wondering. Yeah, if you just had like a simple background like this, you could totally just keep the lighting pretty much as is. The one thing there's a few things that I'm gonna ask you to tweak on it. Number one is the eye whites can go brighter.
Okay.
That was actually a big thing with the with Toy Story 4 as a whole. One of the things was that when the artists were making, like early on in the movie, Woody is kind of conflicted about what he wants, and he's kind of like and what they did was they did make his eyes a little bit cloudier, and then he goes on a walk with Forky, and he like figures things out, and ever since that point they like made his eyes brighter, crisper, clearer whites, and so I think you can go into that crisper white area. The eye dings themselves look perfect, and then I was looking at his garments, and I think his shirt and his I think all of this stuff can go a half a stop brighter in the key areas. Like the white of his jacket can go a little bit brighter. Like you kind of want to see like that, or actually this one's a little bit duller. But I like the little bit of brightness here and like a little bit of a brighter yellow on it. But everything else is looking really good.
Cool.
Yeah, really great job on this.
Thank you.
All right, Justin, you are up next. So, lovely Peaky Blinders reference. He's a little guy. Like they shoot him very, like he's only like 5'3", I think, or something like that. I found that out about him. Anyway, so the setup is good. Everything is looking pretty good. Everything's looking good out of the gate. Your key looks about right. It's a little bit brighter in your Mr. Bean. That's fine. But what we want to work these fill values a little bit more. And I think it's a little bit more value, but like one of the things that happens is notice that we can see his jawline, which separates his face from his neck. And in here they kind of start to mesh together a little bit. That's a really important thing with like with character lighting is you want to pick up that jawline a little bit just to create a definition of that space. And so it's not just all just kind of blue fill. And like the value of the ear a little bit brighter, especially on Mr. Bean, just because his ear is such a prominent feature about him, and then I think because one of the things about the overall quality is the key to fill, and I guess this is I'm talking around it, but the key to fill ratio on this one is less than it is on yours, so it creates an overall softer feel. Right, so I think kind of getting that stuff in would be good too. Shirt color looks pretty good. Yeah, anybody else got anything for Justin with this? I think it looks good. Yeah, his eyes are tricky. Just a heads up on that. Like they are very marbly in there. Like they're super reflective and they're high contrast, and they tend to get like super like you can see it here. They get like super bright in the middle and super dark around the edges. So just a heads up on that as you're working through this too.
Did you do it with Renderman?
I did it with Arnold. I started messing with Renderman, but then I'll just switch back to Arnold.
Oh, nice.
That's good, yeah, because I was saying, because I didn't even think, I would take down the scale of the, well, it might be painted in there. Maybe just take down the bump value overall. It feels pretty high.
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah.
Because usually with this, like he comes out of the box in RenderMan looking like well set up like this, and so setting it up in Arnold to match that is really good. So good job with that.
I was struggling with the subsurf, but that was my biggest issue.
I think it looks good. Like you can kind of see it a little bit here, like you can see it a little bit here in the tip of his nose, without it being like too overpowering or anything. But it's definitely there. Yeah. All right, let's go. We'll go through the rest of these. We'll go through them backwards. All right, Kay, we'll start with this one here. I think this looks. Look at it one more time. Face looks good. Maybe that specular highlights a little too much. Maybe. But honestly, that's about it. Do you guys see anything on this? Is there anything that's standing out to you all?
Did we talk about like getting rid of that?
Yeah.
C depth? I've just remembered.
Wait, was there more? There was more depth of field before, wasn't
I
there?
think there was before.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
No, you're right. I lost that. Yeah. No. If there wasn't, let's get a little depth of field in there. The one thing that I talked about was getting a little atmospheric back there, which looks good. Like that's the right level of that. But let's get some DOF back there. Maybe a little bit on the foreground, but just like up in here. Yeah, that's it. But this one looks really good. All right, and then for the monster one, this one I really want to see in motion now. I think that this is feeling, because you added some warmth to the buildings. It really does make the character pop. It really does make these signs feel like they're a part of that. I think you're good, and it looks like you cleaned up some of the stuff here with the hand that was kind of penetrating the building, or there was some kind of layering issue. Everything else, I think you can probably do a low res test on this, because I really want to see him move through the space. There is a chance that we'll want to get some like hints of specularity in his skin, kind of underneath here. But let's see how it plays out first. I think this is, as a still, I think this looks good.
Like, the windows look so much better in one day.
It's crazy.
Shocked about it.
Kate, that's one thing. I'll just throw out a general compliment to you. Like, your turnaround times and your improvement times on this stuff is so rapid. It's like, and for all the rest, like that is the biggest, one of the, I would say, top 3 things that when you come in to a new job that they look for is can you hit notes quickly, and can you sometimes take the jumbled notes that come out of my mouth and make it a thing that looks better, right? Because sometimes I don't always articulate it as well as I could, but understanding that is that's a really really good skill to have, because it's one thing to be able to, because that's something that you can't tell from a demo reel. Like you could take maybe if somebody works on their stuff for like 6 months and gets it to look good, maybe they're just doing it themselves. Maybe they struggle with like hitting other people's notes and other people's vision for something. But that, like, so when you're able to do that quickly, and do it over like multiple shots, it's the best. Like, people love that. That'll get you hired. That'll get you hired so much faster than almost anything else.
I might bring down or kill the lights right to the right of the signs.
This one here?
No, the windows.
Oh, the windows. Yeah. That's probably.
And maybe at the bottom of that building too.
Yeah, because these. Yeah, this one here. Yeah, because like that might these yes, this one will leave because that might play out better with the animation because the camera's kind of bouncing all over the place. But these look great.
Yeah.
I really like the look of those.
Really.
All right, cool. Let's hop back. We're gonna do Justin's. This is Jeff's. Lens flare looks good. We're not covering her face. Skin texture looks better. Do you guys think that... I'm looking at the floor and wondering if there should be like a little bump in there or something. Because if like, especially between the like this, like the, whatever that would be, the tile and then what's in between, like I just want there to be like a little bit of ridge between those two things. What do you guys think of that?
Yeah, I think that would definitely help kind of separate that.
Yeah. Man, you guys are killing it today. I don't have that many notes on this. I think this looks good. So other than that, yeah, I think she looks really good. I like this level of, again, an interior character with exterior light. I like this amount and level of brightness with the key hits. I think that looks really good.
And the like variation on the gauntlet looks cool.
Yeah, for sure. That's tricky to get. All right, cool. All right, let's hop into Dani's. So I wanted to start with this one actually. So I think this is a great test. Thank you very much for doing this. So this is kind of what I thought would kind of happen. Like you can see the way that the shadows are bouncing up underneath here. You can see the way that light's kind of hitting the bottom of this. How it's coming up this way and just like casting a shadow from these things on the wall. Now this is super noisy. This is caused by an extreme amount of light coming in here. But when you expose for an interior space, it does kind of look like that. But that being said, if I photographed, like if I was shooting this, if somebody was selling their house and they were like, hey, you got to come shoot this space, I would make several, like probably 10 different images from this one location of all the different exposure levels, and then you kind of start to piece them together in Photoshop later. And so like this level on the background, and actually like some of this stuff over here, like look how cool the desk looks over here, right? Like that looks really good. It's just that in here it gets very, very bright. So I'm wondering if instead of doing as multiple exposures with multiple images and piecing them together, we have a light that's coming in this way that looks good here, but then we have the bounce light or like a big area light on the ground shining up that simulates, that kind of like amplifies that amount of bounce light up in there to really kind of get some of these values in some of the places that we're looking. And that's kind of what we're looking for in the daytime one. So this is again, like it's super noisy and it's like dry, like, there's some issues with it, but I think but it gives us a great insight into the light direction and into some of these values that we're kind of looking for. It just, because it feels much more natural. And so I was very happy to see this. I like this. And then with this, yeah, it's like this is, you're already kind of starting to see it happen here. So like this is a good value of the key light coming in. And then like I think that this is a good starting point for this. And then just add a couple of different bounce lights into the scene to kind of push more light in there, to pretend like that the bounce is more radiant than it is. Yeah, that's looking good. And then yeah, because right now, instead of seeing some of that, like the shaping and these shadows and everything, it just starts to get eliminated. And then like this kind of starts to lose that shaping and this stuff kind of starts to lose that. So I think that keeping the key value where it's at for right now, and then just try and simulate some of this other up stuff. But it's really tricky. It's actually, it's harder to simulate this than your first shot. For sure. Because it's just like, with the first one with the candles, you're just like, hey, it's kind of dark over there. Candle. It's dark over there, another candle. So you just throw stuff around the room. All right, cool. So Brenda. All right, last up we have Ashley. All right. So the color palette of this one's gotten much more blue, which is totally fine. Just wanted to make us aware of that. And we've got, I think that this light could be larger. like usually when you have a desk lamp like that, the light kind of emits from the entirety of it, not just the center like that. For the background, again, I don't know. I call them COVID balls. The germs. The viruses, the viri. The viruses.
We're all calling them balls now.
What's that?
We're all calling them balls now.
Yeah. Okay. The COVID balls.
Yeah.
Okay. And I just want I want more value to extend to the edge. And I want to feel more noise in the fog over top of them, right? Like I want to feel that because I feel a little bit I feel like there's haze over them, but there's no value difference within that haze. Like I want to see it kind of get I want it to feel like it's kind of like rolling fog over them a little bit. And then I think with this light I think what we can do with this character is maybe make it more of like a rim light and obscuring the face and hand a little bit. For two reasons. One, there's no shaders on the character, and there's and then two, I think it's a better, more depressing thing if we see less of the face. And then let's look at this actually. I would do a little bit more light wrap around some of these edges from the background. Like just to kind of soften, like one of the things that's really beautiful about these images is just how like soft they are globally. And I think it would be nice to kind of get that in there too. All right, anybody else have anything for Ashley and the COVID balls? All right, great stuff today, guys. Man, all right. You all have a wonderful weekend. Let me know if you guys need anything. Like I said, but if not, I will see you all again on Monday. All right. Go have a good spring break, Diana. And happy birthday, Jordan. I saw that. Happy birthday, Jordan. I hope he's out celebrating somewhere. But I meant to start with that too. Sorry, Jordan. I'll tag you. Somebody get him at the end. All right. Happy birthday, Jordan. Talk to you all very soon.
Thank you.
Bye.